Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye, bye. This is a good one. Let's get to that intro. Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking, and I appreciate your support. So well, looky, can I have some? What do we have going on here? It seems that Big Fats, BFD, the Norteno rapper, right? The Norteno de Sacramento, went to LA, went to No Jumper, pulled up to a taco spot where he got a burrito with just way too much arroz, right? And was all over LA, not in no neighborhoods, not in no barrios, but definitely in Los Angeles, like it's a big deal, right? And everybody's tripping. I mean, guys are taking to the internet and they're feeling some type of way. And this is exactly what I knew what was going to happen. More and more division. But it's coming from an unlikely source. It's coming from a source where I'm like, hold up, bro. Let me expose some shit right here, right? So, Little Grifo, the rapper that just got out of prison recently from San Diego, is on the internet and he's feeling some type of way about BFD and the Nortenos pulling up to LA. First of all, look, that's not a big deal. They're not the very first Nortenos ever in the world to pull up to Los Angeles and do their thing. It's not an accomplishment that hasn't been made many times, and many more times before, and going to be made many more after. You know, for any Norteño to boast and brag that he pulled up to LA like it's such a big issue only makes the group look worse. And I'll explain to you. It makes it seem like, damn, going to LA, a fucking city in California, is such a big, gigantic accomplishment. Like no one doesn't got air opportunity and gas money to get there, right? It's not really a big issue. It becomes a big issue if you have some static down there, if you create some issues. You know, if you're really up in neighborhoods throwing up red paños and disrespecting people, then and only then does it become an issue. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. BFD and his little crew pulling up to LA, in their eyes, I'm sure it's an accomplishment because it shows that they're elevating their brand. They're elevating their business, right? And everybody knows there's bigger business in Los Angeles. Look, there's an old school cultural experience. You're going to understand the cultura because that's where a lot of it is bred from. That's the foundation of the culture. But I seen a BFD post and I got to say, I kind of like this. One of the only posts that I like that he's put out, right? Where he said, man, LA is the culture. That's where the culture is. And it's a beautiful thing to go see the culture. But the Norteño movement is elevated to a different level now, right? So I respect the North. I respect the South. I respect the wiggle, the business acumen, getting it, but Little Grifo don't. And I'm kind of scratching my head as to why Little Grifo doesn't. So he puts out a post over the weekend, and he's pretty upset with one DJ Flip. Now, if you guys know DJ Flip, who is a white guy, is someone who's a music producer, film producer, videographer. He does all kinds of different things in the music industry, makes beats, produces music, and he is a civilian. What does that mean? That means that DJ Flip could do business, talk to, function with, maintain with anybody he wants because it's not an issue for him, the North and South beef. It's not an issue for him, Nortenos and Southsiders. So I don't see what this big issue from Little Grifo is with DJ Flip because he put out over the weekend a video saying that Southerners no longer are going to fuck with Little Flip. DJ Flip, he's no longer allowed around them. They're no longer going to do business with them. He's cut off, feeling some type of way. But where is that energy with Adam 22? Where is that energy with Adam doing business with Norteños, inviting them to Los Angeles to do his podcast? Where's that at? Why is it just DJ Flip? DJ Flip is not obligated just to do videos and music with Southerners. That's a straight up division move. And that, to me, that's a sucker move, man. You can't do individualism and favoritism. You can't favor Adam over DJ Flip. You can't favor a black artist like Too Short and people like Burner and people like Jay Diggs and people like Mac Dre and all these different black artists that have done music with Norteños and Southerners and say it's cool if they're brothers, man. But all of a sudden, DJ Flip ain't cool because he was around and doing business with Norteños. I think it's a positive trait inside of what DJ Flip got going on. I think he's standing on his own and saying, you know what, business is business. Whatever gang issues you got, see, he's not gang related. Whatever gang issues you got, that's your guys' thing. Do you have the same, do you feel the same type of pressures? And do you feel the same type of way about people like Rodney from LA going to Northern California and interviewing people like Swamp Stories doing videos on North and South, people that pull up and do hood vlogs, you know, with Northerners and Southerners? Where's that energy at? Why only for DJ Flip? Or is there a certain level of animosity and personal feelings getting in the way with DJ Flip that made Little Grifo say that? Now, here's a head scratcher. I'm about to drop some knowledge you can't get in college, some exposed tube. All right, I'm gonna drop some business right here. That's crazy. Trip out on this business right here. Lil Grifo feeling that type of way, being the spokesman for the South Side is kind of a trip, right? I understand he's now considered the face of San Diego, right? I understand that he does have a lot of respect in them streets because you have seen him, I have seen him, we all seen him on the internet throwing them things. So he's willing to defend his honor, stand on his shit, fight for his shit. Hey, you're Mexican, eh? That's normal, right? But he's still willing to do his thing. All respects, right? But isn't Little Grifo the same Southern artist, Southside rapper that was doing business with GT Digital? Boom. Isn't he the same artist that was, you know, signed in some form or capacity with GT Digital? You know, the legendary distribution company that is ran by an alleged Norteño, Gotos. Isn't that the truth? No disrespect, but I'm just saying, how can you be mad about a fucking civilian, DJ Flip, working with Norteños, being a videographer in their video, and at the same time be doing business with a Norteño founded company? Kind of makes you say, huh? Right? And look, I know what I know, man, and I'm keeping it real. It's like calling the kettle black. It's like, you can't do it, but I can. That's the facts and that's the truth. If you guys recall, Little Grifo was getting a lot of static just a few months back for his interactions and his business deals with GT Digital, Gotos, and GT Digital. Am I telling the truth or am I lying? Say it ain't so. So I just trip how I understand the Southsiders' feelings about Norteños coming to LA. First of all, Little Grifo's from San Diego. He's not even from LA. But I understand that representamos. I understand, you know, feeling some type of way. The South is the South, period. The North is the North. And that division is always going to be there in some form of capacity. And when you take to the internet and you call a civilian out for working with the Norteños, you have to call everyone out. Now, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, over the weekend, that dude BFD, the rapper, the Norteño rapper, allegedly active Norteño rapper, did pull up to Los Angeles, did do the No Jumper podcast, but even more so than that, he filmed a music video in Los Angeles. Now, I understand how that could get you in the boo-boo. I understand how that can make people feel some type of way because it's like you went in their city, you know what I mean? You know you're in opposition, you know you're an enemy, and you're filming music videos, and you're basically disrespecting the South. It's a slap in the face. But really, is it? It really isn't when the guy doesn't, you know, tell you his location until after the fact and all that, and all the videos and everything was put out after the fact. So if there's no get at him, there's only get backs, right? So there's no reason to feel ashamed because anyone can wiggle anywhere. Anyone can move into another city, do what they do, man, and then later on talk about it, you know, and be disrespectful or whatever. I'm not saying BFD was being disrespectful. He was speaking his facts and his truths, right? But at the end of the day, I get it. I get it. You know, I would have felt the same way back when I was active. If someone came in my town, man, put on their little charade and show or did whatever they did, filmed a music video, and then later on doubled back or went back and then talked a whole lot of shit like a motherfucker wasn't impressed or motherfuckers weren't pulling up. Well, no one's going to pull up if they don't know that you're there. That's first and foremost, right? And do you really honestly in your heart want people to pull up? No, because you don't want to go back to prison because that would mean everything that you've said up to this point, everything you're striving for, all this business is for nothing. You're just going to end your ass back up in prison. You know, a lot of people misconstrue concern with fucking scary cat, right? With being scared. A lot of people are not concerned with getting shot, getting hurt, getting jumped, getting beat up, catching that fade. They're more concerned with what they're going to do to the other person and going back to prison. Because right there, you ain't got no action. So look, I'm not going to sit here and say anyone's scary on either side. I'm not saying Lil Grifo scary. I'm not saying BFD and his crew were scared. I am going to say this, though, and this is a fact. You know, when something is filmed, pre-recorded, and then later on put out there, it's not a form of being scared. It's a form of being cautious and aware. It's a form of understanding where you're at, respecting people's backyards. If you go to any city, anywhere, man, you got to respect people. You know, that ain't your home. Treat it with some form of fashion of respect, just like you would on the prison yard. When Southerners walk past, it's a buenos dias, it's good mornings. Hey, how you doing? Hey, it's track. It's moving over on the track for every different ethnicity so they can get by. It's security. It's everything, but it's most of anything, it's respect. So you can't be a very respectful individual behind them walls and doing all that and playing that card in that role and then get out on the streets and be a disrespectful cat. You just can't do it. You got to stand on fair business. Okay, you got to keep it fair. Oof, on neighborhood, right? You got to do that. I didn't see what the Nortenos did that was diluted or wrong other than they pulled up to a podcast that I'm ashamed to even say they pulled up to. But Little Grifo kind of trips me out. I love his music. Great rapper, very talented. One of the best Southern California rappers, I believe, right? And I support all that. But to take to the internet, I was very surprised that he was the mouthpiece or the one to say that and do that. And to go in on DJ Flip, I ain't fucking with you no more. We. And it wasn't just it was we. Like he's speaking for other people. We ain't fucking with you. You're cut off. We ain't doing fair business with you. None of that's going to happen. You know what I mean? An awful lot of fair business ain't going to go down with DJ Flip. Because he filmed a video with the Nortenos? Like I said, man, I know a gang of black rappers that have made songs the same with Southsiders and Nortenos, and no one ever trips. And you know what the excuse is? Well, they're not North and South. It's not their beef. It's not their politics. It's not their shit. So it is what it is. You know, I've seen people like, like I said, Too Short, Burner, all these different, and then Burner's, of course, Mexican, but I'm saying black rappers like, that have done business with both sides, not tripping at all because it's Cash Money Lavish D. All these guys, it's not their fight. They have no horse in that race. They ain't tripping off North or South. And then there were some that didn't get along with Southerners because of the Black and South thing. But what I'm saying is, it is what it is. When it comes to a brother, it's never not a problem. When it comes to Adam, it seems to never not be a problem. People will talk that shit. Oh, man, Adam's a sucker for that, man. He shouldn't be inviting cats. Well, but he still does it. Balls, right? I guess that's what Adam says it is. He says it's business. He's a civilian. He doesn't participate, nor does he characterize or pick one side over the other. But at the end of the day, he is posted up in Southern California. So dudes have to cross that threshold. They have to cross that line in the sand. They have to go to him. So if anyone was going to be upset, it would be at the man that's bringing the Nortenos down there in the first place. Fair, right? But DJ Flip, should he be given being hated on for that? No. Especially when you're a rapper that's done business with Nortenos yourself, being a Southsider. Come on now. Come on, man. You just got Randy Mossed. I'm just being real. We all know Little Grifo had some form or fashion of affiliation with Gold Toes and GT Digital prior to him being incarcerated. Now, it might be different since he got out. He might have got laced up. They might have got at him. They might have told him, yes, let me get at you, dame media bola. Right? They might have pulled him to the side and told him, hey, Holmes, fuck you doing with them other ratas, eh? Right? No, porque fucking, I thought I was just trying to make a good business. Hey, homie, show business, I say, show business, but it's not what it is. You shouldn't be doing business with them vatos. Them vatos are mortal enemies, right? Oh, my Spencer, I'm going to get on. I'm going to be the spokesman for everyone and say, fuck them vatos. There you go. Right? I'm not saying that that's the way it was put down, but that's the way it seems. Ever since he got out of prison, now all of a sudden he has a lot to say about a lot of people. And now just the disrespect towards the Nortenos, but not saying straight up, hey, you Nortenos, fuck you guys. You guys shouldn't be down south, homie. With the woo, let's catch that, or doing whatever. Like Neil Dezad did, right? You know what I'm saying? He felt some type of way about Thumps, right? And he put his foot in his mouth, right? That vato was like, he talks. Big old bump on his head and shit. I'm not happy, eh? Hey, shout out Neil Design. He's a real one, though. He's really ready to fight, though. Thumb said, fuck that. I'll come down there. Yeah, you better have fucking 10 Southsiders with you, because I'm down. Just the way it is, right? Respects to all these guys. I'm just having fun. But at the end of the day, let's stand on some fair business right now. When I say Lil Grifo is the last one that should be talking about who DJ Flip can and cannot do business with. He's a civilian, bro. He doesn't play North and South. That's not his fight. So why are you holding him to a certain standard? Now, if he was a Southsider and then he's doing business with Northerners and you feel some type of way, I understand that. That's your people, so you got to deal with it. But when he's just a regular DJ just trying to get by doing business, bro, how are you going to hate on what he's got going on? Are you going to feel the same way towards Adam? Are you going to feel the same way towards those brothers who do music videos with North and South? No. Let's keep it honest and real. What's your going to be excuse? Well, they're not homies. Well, neither is DJ Flip. I know he's done an extensive amount of work with Southerners down south in Southern California because that's where he resides. That's where he's at. That's his home base. So, of course, there's going to be more Southerners that he does business with than Northerners. But obviously, man, his name's out there and he's respected enough by North and South that people have his number and they tap in with him because he's a good music. He makes good beats, good music producer, good videographer, all that. And that's what the North, they didn't go try to say, hey, homie, try to pull him. Hey, you want to be one of us, right? You want to fucking promote us down here undercover? Nah, there was none of that. It was, hey, bro, you're a good videographer. I'm trying to make a video in LA. You know the ins and outs, and I like your shit. Let's do some business. Fair, right? And he said, fuck yeah, money is money. Money's green. It ain't red or blue. It's green, right? And allegedly, Lil Grifo, out of everyone in the world, decided that he was going to feel some fucking type of way, right? Bro, you were signed to GT Digital. Stop. You know what I mean? You can't do business with Nortenos. How does that make us look, even though you're not one of us? And you filmed a video of mine before, bro. I don't like that shit. Oh, yeah, go to you. I fuck with him. Stop it, bro. You know what I mean? It's crazy that's what it's come down to, picking on civilians or the disrespect to civilians or trying to hold them to a certain standard. You know, it makes no sense. And that's the big story. Not that you pulled up or pressed up on the Nortenos. I even have anything bad to say about them. But it's like, man, hey, you fucked with them vatos. I ain't fucking with you anymore. And you're entitled to your belief. If that's how you feel, just keep it consistent. You can't say, hey, you fuck with them vatos. Hey, I'm not fucking with you at all ever again. But I can fuck with them vatos, but you can't, right? That's crazy. He's going to do whatever he wants to do, just like you're going to do whatever you want to do. I just wanted to put out there, man. Don't let Lil Grifo fool you guys, right? I'm not saying he won't fight. I'm not saying he ain't down. I'm not saying he's a real Southerner. I'm not saying he didn't do his time correctly. He did all them things plus some, but he also did some business with Northerners. That's a fact, right? So even if it was phone conversations, he had your number, you talked to him, you signed on the dotted line. I think we know, those that are in the industry know, bro, exactly what happened. Call me a liar. Sam lying, eh? Put that on everything in the world, bro, that you didn't fucking have good conversations with Gotos and GT Digital. Come on, bro. How do I know? Because I know people that happen to know people. I'm just saying, man. It is what it is. No disrespect. Shout out Lil Grifo, man. Do your business. I think all the North and South, hey, we're not going to make music together. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Look, when you're behind them walls, you do what the fuck you got to do. It used to be behind them walls, get off where you're mad at, all that. On the streets, man, do your own thing. I understand about upstaters. That's just like Southerners being at odds with other blue raggers, right? Being at odds with other Sureños, other Southsiders. I understand that because Southern California is all Southsiders. They're going to beef with each other, just like they beef with blacks. They beef with some woods. They beef with each other. That's the same thing up north. See, up north, you don't have Nortenos beefing with each other. There is some red on red, but for the most part, it's beefing with upstaters because Southsiders are up there. So that's going to be the enemy. That's North and South separation and amigos. That's their thing, right? But when Northerners go to Southern California, as long as they're not disrespectful, and I can't say BFD hasn't said some, he said he's killing threes. So he didn't go over there and kill no threes. He killed a burrito with a gang of rice. He said, Benny, hey, that about the straight up Northerner, though. I'm going to keep it real, bro. Hey, look, I'm mad at him and proud of him at the same time. Back in the days, anything South, we used to be like mad, right? Because I ain't going to lie, we know Mexican food's bomb in Southern California, right? That vato's up there like, hey, there's too much rice in this shit. Hey, it's better up north. Stop lying, bro. Right? That vato's like, Benny Hanna's is even ghetto over here. Bro, if you don't stop it, like, bro, stop blaming restaurants. These guys are making everything north and south now. Hey, fucking the 7-Eleven. The Slurpees taste different down here, eh? They fucking taste, and all they got is blue ones. Where's the red Slurpee? Fucking discriminate. Making words up. I'm telling you, and I'm proud because back in the day we were the same way, right? So at least the legacy is carrying on. Shit, we started, right? We used to be like, hey, why are 501s blue? And why don't we get only a little red tag? Says, I mean, at least we're there with the little red tag, but why are they blue? Why aren't they red? Why aren't they red jeans? Why are they called blue jeans? Right? We used to be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Why if Southsiders wear Cortezes? We're the ones that started them, and we didn't even start the shit. Anyways, it just was what it was, man. Anyways, Lil Grifo is over there saying he's mad at DJ Flip. DJ Flip is on the Shañada. That means he cannot fuck with Southsiders anymore. They're not gonna fuck with him. They cut him off. And they cut him off like Lucky Sun Tzu said fucking Adams cut off to the Southerners. And we'll see if that works out, right? But they're cut off, eh? But he's still going to do business with GT Digital. That's different. Anyway, with that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people. Hey, this video is sponsored by Vario Liquors out there in Turlock, California. If you're ever in the area, pull up to the Vario in Turlock and go get you something cold to drink. Also by Sticks and Stones Yard Service in Tucson, Arizona. If you're in the Tucson area, make sure that you Google and look up Sticks and Stones Yard Service, and the homie would come hook you up. We need to support our local raza businesses. We're going to start here, and we're going to end there. Bang, bang.